look, this time I wanted to do something a little bit fun and have a look at Jesus and ask the question, or pose the question, was he a Marxist? It was a lot of fun having a look at this. I recently read a book, the Prison Notebooks by Antonio Gramsci, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, who looked at a question about why Marxism never really worked, why they didn't see the revolts that they believed they would, and they put it down to this term, hegemony. And hegemony is basically the society we've got and how we become complacent in it, and then how we'll actually accept things which are actually damaging us and harming us because we look at it from the perspective of it being more of a nature than a political thing which has been put onto us. It's a rather interesting topic. I really had a lot of fun with this. Please read along, get engaged and see what you think, and leave some comments. That'd be great. We like to challenge the idea to think that the ruling class manipulated society through things like the use of language, through all different effects like we see today through the mass media and those sort of things. And the idea was to control what they thought was this thing, well, common sense, really. And they challenged those ideas. And isn't that what we see Jesus doing in these times? You know, when we read the Bible, we see him overturning the cultural norms. You know, the things like the rules of the dining in the first century. He challenged the systems, and he got in there, and possibly you could argue that he started the revolution, which Marxism was actually looking for. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to draw the parallels between what Jesus was doing and to have a look at Marxism and what they expected Marxism to be. And there's a lot of parallels in there, and it was quite fun. Jesus and Christianity, you know, it really challenged that status quo. It was a non-violent revolutionary movement, you know. It dared to honour women in a culture where they weren't. It honoured and look after the sick, the unclean, all this thing. It challenged slave masters to not only release their slaves, but to see them as equals. It was a revolutionary idea which Jesus was saying, which Jesus was pushing in this time. And to me, that looks a lot like the revolutionary movements which would challenge what was accepted as common knowledge, what was accepted as a status quo. And what we are called to today, to possibly infiltrate the media, the politics, all these things, and challenge the status quo, not just to accept what is put before us. And this was at the centre of the Marxism movement.